So I'm making this video about like my story, which is not really much of a story. I mean, I wish like I could use my own problems to help people better, but yeah, I mean, it's not there's not much to it. So, first the first thing like chronologically that happened was my social anxiety, which I think it started like 3 years ago. And like before that I was like doing everything normally, whatever, like there was no problem, and then like out of nowhere I just like I don't know, like it just happens and I have no explanation for it. Like I try and think back like if anything happened, and I don't think anything happened. So yeah, that kind of just came out of nowhere for no reason at all and practically ruined my life. I mean, well, it didn't ruin my life. It kind of, well, I mean, you kind of miss out on a lot of things, but I wouldn't say it necessarily ruined my life, as I'm only 19 and I have like, I don't know, 70 years of my life left, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. But where was I going with that? Yeah, that okay, so that's what started first. I mean, I guess I'm gonna, because I don't know much about like why it happened, I guess I can share like things that I've done to like make it easier for me to deal with. So, like, for instance, like when it started happening, which was like, I think, like maybe towards the end of 10th grade or beginning of 11th grade was when it like got like pretty bad. And like it made it hard to talk to people. So I would use my sense of humor as a way to like draw people in, and like I would create like different characters and stuff, like just to be funny. And like it's not like I was creating different personality or whatever. Like I was just making up these characters because like it's kind of like, you know, like how like actors, a lot of them have stage fright, but when they're acting in a different character, it's like it's okay because it's not them. Like that's how felt to me. Like I was making up these characters and saying funny things, and it wasn't like false advertisement. Like I like to think I'm a funny person, so I was like, that was my way of like drawing people in to like, I don't know, to talk to me, so that like I didn't have to talk to them or be afraid to talk to them. And like it was reassuring to know that people thought that I was funny. So yeah, that worked. I mean, and there's another thing too. Like I tried to join drama club, and that kind of went horribly because, well, it was fine the first, because we had met like every once a week, every week. So the first two times that I went was fine because we were like reading off of paper. And like that didn't make me nervous. Like that made me feel good because I was like, I'm around people, I'm talking, and even though I'm not talking like about myself or about my interests or whatever, I was still around people and I was still talking to people, and I felt like that could have been a good step like forward to like maybe ease my anxiety. But then the third week came and it was improv time, and I totally freaked out about that. Like I mean I tried, but I couldn't think of anything because I was put on the spot, and that's when the social anxiety like really kicks in. Like when you're put on the spot and like you're not given information, you just have to go with it. I couldn't do it. And I was like I literally cried, which is very sad to think about. Like I started crying. But a lot of people knew that I had that problem, so they weren't like so judgmental about it, I guess. They were just like, it's okay, whatever. Like, they try to comfort me. Like I felt stupid for crying about it, but at the same time, it's like when you have things like that, your emotions kind of take over, and like you get very overwhelmed with things. So it's like it's not something that you should like. Don't okay. This is what I want to say. Don't feel bad if you have like a reaction like that to something, because it's like it's not something you can control. It's just once you get overwhelmed, it's like emotions just come out. So like yeah, it's okay. That's all you need to know. It's good. It's fine. If somebody doesn't like it, oh well, that's your way of coping. It's fine. Okay, let me push that aside now so I could talk about the next things. So, OCD I have, and I had an eating disorder, and they kind of came around the same time, I guess, because they do kind of relate in a way. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I mean, they're kind of intertwined in a way. So, like, but the thing is, the OCD is not, like, that bad. Like, it's not something that like interferes with my everyday life. Like, okay, so here's the thing. This is something I want to say about people with OCD. If you have like a weird habit or something that you feel the need to do, like don't feel bad about that either, because like a lot of people, I mean, I don't know if I don't want to say like most people with OCD do that, but like a lot of people with OCD have that problem where it's like you do something that you think is really stupid. Like, okay, so for me, my thing was, um, mine was stepping on sidewalk crack. Like when I felt nervous, I had to do it. Just had to. For however long that nerves were in my head, I needed to do it. And if I didn't do it, I felt scared. Yes, that doesn't make sense. And I know it doesn't make sense, but in that moment, you feel like you have to do it. That's why it's obsessive compulsive disorder, because you have compulsions. And, is that a word? God, I feel stupid. I don't know if compulsion is a word. Fudgesicles. I don't know. Okay, whatever. My point is, like, you have to do certain things. That's what OCD is. Like, you feel the need to do certain things for either a certain amount of time or a certain amount of times, or just whatever feels right. So that's like when people say that. That's the thing that gets like, I think everyone with OCD gets mad when people say like OCD is just like you gotta be neat and orderly. It's like that's not really always the case. It's just like, I mean, it could be part of it. Like, yes, like if I see something that's like out of order, it does make me a little angry. But that's not the point. Like, OCD is more or less like repetitive things, like repetitive actions, or like counting things and stuff like that. So it's not always about being neat and orderly, because a lot of people with OCD could be messy. It could be very messy, and it's not like the whole point of it. Okay, let's be done with that now. Final thing I want to talk about is the eating disorder. So, that started like July of 2014. So, yeah, that was like what, a year and a half ago, I guess. Yeah, so that's when that started. And shut up, dog. I don't. Okay, let me not get distracted by the neighbor's dog. So, eating disorder started July of 2014. That's when I started counting calories. I mean, I don't, and I don't like. The thing was, I was trying to gain weight because I was like, what was I? I was like 96 pounds, I think, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna gain weight. You know what? Let me try, because I knew that was underweight. So like, okay, let me try and gain weight. Whatever. I'm gonna be at a healthy weight, and then I'm gonna feel better. Because I had a lot of like migraines and stuff. So I was like, maybe it's because of that. I'm gonna try and get better, eat more, blah blah blah. So I do that, and then by the time it's July, I'm 107 pounds, and like something in my mind goes, no, 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 you gotta go back, you ain't staying there. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, that's when it kind of started. And, like, I don't know why. Like, I really don't know. Like, something in my head just said, okay, now it's time to lose all that weight and more and more and keep going, which is not good, obviously. So, like, yeah, I started, that's why it's like I said, I started calorie counting in July, but my intentions were to gain weight. And once I started counting, I realized like what I thought was too much. I was eating what I thought was too much. So I tried to lower it a little bit. And like I think in like a month, I went from like 107 to like 102 or something like that. And I was like, wow, I lost that really fast. And then it's like, and that's where I think maybe the OCD kind of ties in, because it's like you get like you get obsessed like doing routine things. Like that's what it is. It's like being obsessed with a routine. So I started like feeling the need to do that all the time. So I was counting calories every single day, and there was a long time where I said no more than 700, which is horrible, because it's like you need at least 1,200 a day to like survive as a human being. And I was like, no, 700 is too much, anything less. And a lot of days I was even having like 300, 400, I don't know. But it was like ridiculous. And I would try and exercise as much as possible. And yeah, obviously that's not good. But I kept doing it, doing it. And then I went to the doctor to get a blood test just to make sure that I was okay, which I was, which is very weird, by the way. Like, I was barely eating anything, and like, just everything was fine. I actually, like, my vitamins, almost all the levels were almost like on the higher end, which was very, very weird. And my doctor was very, very like surprised because it was like, how is that possible to not eat much at all and still be healthy? I don't know, whatever. But anyways, when I was going to the doctor, he realized, like, he's seen how low my weight was, and by the time I went to my doctor, which was, I can't remember now. Was it November or October of 2015? Something like that. I think maybe October, November. I don't know. Sometime then, when I started going to the doctor, and he wanted to make me come back every week to check my weight again. And he was telling me like, oh, if you don't gain weight, I'm gonna send you to the hospital, which is ridiculous because at the time I was 18, so I was like, I was an adult. Like, you can't do that. You can't tell me I'm gonna send you. No, you can't. Nope, you cannot do that. I have a choice before you do. But yeah, at that time I was 84 pounds, which was very low. And I still wanted to go lower, which is even worse to say. But yeah, so I stopped going to the doctor because it was stupid. Like, you're weighing me every week, you're making me look at my weight every week. It's making me conscious of my weight every week. And I'm not going to want to gain anything if I'm seeing my weight every week. So after that, I kind of like I kept doing it for a little while, like going down that path, but then I kind of said, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm going to try and like eat more and try and not check my weight and stuff like that. So the first thing I did was I didn't count calories anymore, which I think now it's been over a month since I haven't. So yeah, so I haven't counted for like maybe like 5 weeks now. I think I haven't counted anything, and I haven't checked my weight in a little more than over 2 weeks. So I guess that's a start. I mean, I don't know, but I guess like the most helpful thing I can say about like with eating disorders is kind of like you have to go at your own pace, and like you can't, like, people can't force you to do anything. Like, you have to in your mind like accept that you want to change your situation, and then you have to take the necessary steps to do that. So like, yeah, you can't like, people can't tell you you have to do this, you have to do that, because that just makes you not want to do it more, which is weird. But that's how I felt like when I was going to the doctor, and you're saying, oh, you have to, I was like, no, I don't, look, I'm going to show you I don't, and I'm going to keep doing it. Like, that's how I felt in my head. So I think like you have to go at your own pace, but if you really do want to get better, then you have to do it. Like, you can't just say, oh, I want to get better, and then just keep like going back to bad habits. Like, you have to do something about it. And it's hard to do something about it, especially when your thoughts are very like conflicting, because every day I still have the same thoughts, like, ugh, I look disgusting and fat and whatever, like every day. Like, the thoughts don't go away, but the actions can change. Like, that's the problem. That's like the hardest thing ever, is like knowing that the thoughts are still going to be there regardless of what you're doing. And it's like, but the difference is like, I don't know where I was going with that. like, like, your mind is always going to stay the same, but physically you can change. You can change how you look physically, but you can't really change what's in your mind. So like, I could have these bad thoughts and be unhealthy physically, or I could have these bad thoughts and be healthy physically. So like, I'm getting better, but my mind is not getting better. Like, your thoughts are never gonna, like, I don't want to say your thoughts are never gonna change, but for the most part, they typically don't change that much. I mean, like, you have maybe a more positive outlook on life, but like, those thoughts are still in my head every day, and every time I eat something, I'm still like, ugh, gross food, ugh. You know, like, I didn't mean offense by that, by the way. I'm just saying, like, um, I don't know. I feel bad now that I did that. I meant that like when you see the vampires in the movies, and like you go like, okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about that anymore. That was stupid. Let me not do that. But yeah, I don't know. So you're gonna have any mental illness, I guess you're gonna have those thoughts all the time, but it's about like just trying to change like the actuality of your situation. Like rather like maybe your thoughts are always gonna be the same, but you could change like what's going on in your life and whatever. Because that is the hardest thing. Like your thoughts are always gonna linger. They're always gonna be there in your head, but just you have to know that your thoughts are your thoughts, and they're not most of the